When you play against Barcelona and create a dozen chances within 45 minutes, but you are enabled to take the chances, what it simply means is the fact that at the end of 90 minutes, you are going to lose. And that is exactly what Newcastle United experienced at Newcastle when they met Barcelona. In the first 45 minutes, it was a hectic affair with Anthony Elanga destroying the Barcelona defensive line. But the most critical thing, the most important thing in football is to get goals. It doesn't matter how well you play. It doesn't really matter how many chances you create. And within that 45-minute span, Newcastle could have been 3-0, 4-0 up. That is the essence of football. You create chances, you score them. For the first 45 minutes, Newcastle were able to hold Barcelona. Newcastle were able to determine the tempo and the pace of the game. They took the game to Barcelona, but they failed to deliver the final blow, which is to get a goal. Because if they had been able to get a goal or two, it would have diminished the effort of Barcelona. But what did we see? The second half opened up and Newcastle suffered for their inability to get a goals the chances that they created in the first half. And what a goal. This is how you answer your critic. And I am one of his critics. This is how you reply those who have criticized you, those who have called into doubt, into question your commitment to football. For Marcus Rashford to have gone to Barcelona, it really hasn't worked for him, you understand? But against Newcastle, he came to the party. He showed how important he had been to the setup of Barcelona. I mean, getting 2 goals, not only the 2 goals, but he did play very well. Just that his one-on-one was poor. That is not an aspect that he has a strength in, but he's a player who is more direct. He's a player who has pace. He's a player who runs in behind the defenders, and that is exactly what he did today. I mean, the second goal was sumptuous. The second goal was, I don't want to describe it as fantastic, because I mean, fantastic is now trite, but the second goal was exhilarating. You understand? I mean, the fact that he was able to get the ball, adjust his body composure, and then still get a shot, and the power behind the shot. I mean, you remember the free kick he scored against Chelsea a couple of seasons ago, the power behind the free kick, and today, the power behind the shot was electric, was cataclysmic. And it just tells you that he's motivated enough to silence his critics. And for him to have gotten the 2 goals for Barcelona, and for them to have gone on to win 2-1, just lays credit to the fact that he's ready, he's up to his game, to answer his critics. And to Barcelona as a team, I mean, I am not surprised they got a win, but the way they were not able to break Newcastle down, because for the first 45 minutes, tactically, Newcastle had the upper hand. Newcastle were able to make Barcelona go blunt. And remember, a couple of days ago, Barcelona has put 5 past Valencia. But against Newcastle, a well-drilled defensive side, in the first 45 minutes, they were able to, shore up their defense. They were able to, close all the spaces that Barcelona were going to play through, preventing Barcelona to even have a shot on target. So for 45 minutes, Barcelona never had a shot on target. It just shows you how defensively minded they were. Newcastle were not defensive, but they were defensively minded because they had so much attack. They had so many chances to create goals, but they failed in creating the goals. But the hallmark of a good team, the hallmark of a team that has so much attacking talent, the hallmark of a team that has goals in them is the fact that if they are not able to score in the first 45 minutes, they're going to come in the second 45 minutes, readjust their tactics, readjust their positioning, and then get the goals. And that is exactly what Barcelona did. Because in the second 45 minutes, they came out gun blazing. They came out with everything against Newcastle United, and Newcastle could not withstand the pressure. They could not withstand the unrelenting pressure that Barcelona slaughtered them with. And at the end of the day, Marcus Rashford was able to get a brace for Barcelona, and Barcelona winning its first round of the Champions League matches. The question then is, when Lamine Yamal comes, he's obviously going to take up the right-hand side. What is going to be the fate then for Marcus Rashford? Is he going to play through the middle? The middle is choked because there's a Lewandowski, and Lewandowski is not going to be on the bench. It's not going to happen. Rafinha sometimes do play from the left-hand side, and that is where he's going to be competing with Marcus Rashford. But with this goal and with this performance in today's game, I do sincerely and verily believe that even if Lamine Yamal comes, Barcelona would find a way to set up with Marcus Rashford in the setup. Do you believe that with this performance, Barcelona will go all the way to win the Champions League? Or they are going to fall short? Put in the comment out there, subscribe and like our videos. I'll see you on our next episode.